Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. So last time, Vlov started his attack, I guess. But rather than attacking our Kuwait and Shiki directly, he attacked the downtown area and pretty much turned that place into hell. He set everything on fire. The people, his minions, his zombies are just running around. So let us continue and let's see what happens today. There she floats like a beautiful pale flower caught in the breeze. A flurry of air catches her body as she falls from the rooftop. Unfettered from the chains of gravity, unanchored by nature's laws, instead of falling, she rises gently. Like a ship in the wind, she sails across the night sky. So our Kuwait is going down. She's gonna go first, I mean. I can't be surprised. She's like an infant incarnation of the planet. Every fluctuation that plays across its surface belongs to her. All of nature's blessings, all of its fury, that which nurtures life and that which destroys it, both are hers to wield, to embody.
Yosh.
The beautiful flower swivels her body away from the moon. Her attention shifts from the skies to the ground. It is time for her unbound chains and coiled up anchors to slam into the ground. Below her is the concrete castle spewing sparks of flame.
Senna!
The flower that bloomed in the night sky transforms into a falling star. The moon lily becomes a tempest to blow away the conflagration. She's a human missile. She must have fallen from a height of some 80 meters in the sky to hit Vlov. No, not fallen, it was calculated. She launched herself right at him. After adjusting her trajectory in midair, she accelerates towards her target with a missile-like precision. Dirt and debris erupts in a cloud around the impact site. The massive storm of dust sweeps the area. Even the ever-expanding river of fire is snuffed out in one fell swoop. The police officers that had surrounded Vlov are sent flying backwards by the blast. Most of them are instantly put out of commission. Those who were knocked out are too overcome by fear to mount any sort of resistance. How can you even fight this though if you're just a normal cop, man? Yeah, you can't do anything about this. A perfectly natural response. Look at that. The dust settles, unveiling the scene below, or what's left of it anyway. Our Kuwait's attack didn't just take out Vlov, she plunged into the earth and shattered through its surface, taking a section of the station's north exit and a good chunk of the shopping district down with her. So this is what she meant when she said that she'd take him down. The crater has got to be at least 40 meters deep. It feels like I'm witnessing some spectacle of nature on par with the Amazon rainforest or Niagara Falls. Of course, this isn't praise. From my vantage point on the rooftop, I don't spot any casualties. Police officers outside of the blast zone come rushing in to tend to their unconscious brethren. They then set out to withdraw from the area. As a result, the vicinity is completely cleared of human life. She's one hell of a force to be reckoned with. Wait, that's her? That small bullet? That small fire there? Okay. Oh, that's insane amount of damage. No, I thought this was like some like what do you call this, a ground area, but not that big. But seeing that small fire there, it means the amount of damage she did was insane. Was that Vlov's fire? Maybe Arcade missed her target, or Vlov managed to dodge just in time. Either way, he is still alive. What a monster, surviving a blast like that. But something is chasing him down within the flames. A burst of white flashes from within the cloud of dust, pushing back against him. You're gonna come in after me, okay? Arcade's words echo in my mind. There'll be time to think later. For now, I got to get down from here. I make for the stairs. I cut through the lock on the door with my knife. I hurtle down the stairs by the glow of the emergency lights. My resolve and my breathing are both rendered wild and ragged as I speed downwards. All I have to do is sever Vlov's lines. First, Arcade will fight him and bind him with her chains. Then it'll be my turn. I'll run up to him, cut his lines, and chop him to pieces. What Arcade did just now was truly amazing. It's no wonder she insisted she could restrain him. That said, Vlov is still alive and well. There's a chance that Arcade underestimated him. And if she did, her wounds put her at a disadvantage. Worst case scenario is I'll have to face Vlov alone. No, that won't happen. We didn't plan for the worst, but because there was never any need to. Because if Arcade were defeated, there'd be no option for me but to run away. At last, I make it to the elevator. I throw myself inside and slam the button for the first floor. There is no more time for doubts. Even if there was, I'm in way too deep to voice them now. I try to take a deep breath and check myself. Good. Still in one piece. Body still moving. The only parts that feel stiff are my fingers. They're gripped so tightly around my knife that they don't even feel like they're part of my own body. Is this fear I'm feeling? Am I scared of facing that monster? That incarnation of violence? I mean, have you seen, right, the amount of explosion that's been happening, and then Arcade doing her attack, and yeah, nothing. If that's all it is, then I'm fine. Like, what do you call this? Shiki is... I mean, his ability is very powerful, but this is just, yeah, different. I need to get closer, I mean, and it's very dangerous. At least this proves I'm still in my right mind. This is a creature that can kill just by being in close proximity to someone. Any human ought to be afraid of that. But that leaves one other fear. The real problem. The minions, I guess. Namely, I'm more afraid of killing than being killed. My breathing quickens. My heart thumps faster in my chest like it's trying to break free from my body. I arrive at the first floor. Adjusting my grip on my knife, I run as fast as I can towards the crater. I step out of the building and witness the mountain of rubble before me. Slowly, I inch closer to the crater, stopping just short of where the ground caved in to peer over the edge. It's definitely 40 meters deep. There was a park here once, but there's no trace of it now. The debris is scattered across the slope all the way down to where it is, or to where it bottoms out into the cavern. It looks like it'll be too steep to climb back up, though I should be able to get down safely enough. Which is why I... Okay, we got choices here. We go down, I guess. I can't back down now, knowing exactly where our enemy is, and it's not just Vlov down there. Our Kuwait is there too, fighting him at this very moment. I promised I'd fight her side. It'll be alright after all. It's not my job to fight this battle, I just need to deliver the finishing blow. Once she's got him pinned down, I'll get in and cut through his lines. But in order to do that...
そうだ、おじけついてる場合か。
I skid down the rubble slope until I hit the ground at the bottom of the crater. I quickly cover my nose and mouth with my hand. It was pure reflex, a survival instinct that triggered in response to the searing atmosphere around me. I can't breathe. Sure, there are plenty of oxygen. I learned from our time at the hotel that these flames are some type of curse. They don't undergo combustion the way a real flame would. The problem is the heat. The air is so hot that taking a normal breath would roast my lungs to a crisp. Both vampires are before me. A perfect contrast, one clad in white and the other is in his black cloak. Claw and Cleaver meet time and time again. Despite the heat, Arkaway doesn't break a sweat as she continues to press back against Vlov. To me, it looks like Arkaway has the upper hand. It won't be long enough, or long now, until she manages to restrain him. There's just one problem. How can you get closer? Yeah, the amount of flames. That is how long I'll last. Since my body is already ablaze. Wait, he's burning already? Strangely enough, I don't feel any pain. Even without breathing, I've got a grasp of the situation. I grip my knife tight, waiting for the moment that I can take down Vlov. Like a sprinter waiting for a signal. He's slowly dying, look at that. Or a moving specter. I wait, and wait, and wait. My eyeballs dry, settle smoke and turn to ashes, but still I wait. The moment never comes. And neither does the realization that I've long since burned to ashes. It's a fail, a dead end. My god, we failed that. I didn't expect that. Yeah, we should have scoped things out first. So he went down and he just burned away. That's it. Not too easy, yeah. Very hard. Like the act of just getting closer, right? Teach me, Miss L.
おっと、デッドエンド。そこの遠野くん、スピード違反で歩道です。なんで嬉しそうなんだよこのシエル。バーベキューになってる主人公もいるんですよ。失礼、いよいよ本格的なバトルが始まったのでつい興奮してしまって。案内役のシエル教官こと私と部外者の猫でお届けする Q&A コーナー。教えて、シエル先生にようこそ。
Teach me, Miss L.
プレイによってはここが初めてのデッドエンドかもしれません。それくらいなんていうか自然に選んでしまいますから今回のは。でも落ち着いてよく状況を確かめましょう。人間は炎の中では生きられないのです。まあ猫的にこのデッドエンドは評価するけどにゃ。だって目の前で絶世の美女が戦ってるんだぜ。一体誰が冷静になれようか。ここで一句。家中の栗がピクニック。ウェルカムウェルカムウェルダン。どうですかな。むやみに食欲をそそりますかな、マドモアゼ。いえ、全然意味がわからないので。まあお肉は片焼き派ですけど。あれ、そうにゃの？ちょっと意外。フランス人なのに血の滴るステーキはダメ？ビーフカレーのお肉は柔らかいものが至高ですが、生焼けはちょっと生理的に。レアというか 池作りを好むのは多分明葉さんではないでしょうか。
Ikizukuri, what is that? Is that meat?
ほら、日本の方って生きた魚を調理して刺身にするんでしょ。信じられないことに。バッカ、魚は新鮮なほどねっつの。嘘だと思うにゃら今度回らない寿司おごられてやんよ。カレーとかお好きでしょオタク。それは私も毎日同じメニューを食べているわけではありませんし、たまにはシーフードもありですね。完全に食い違っている。まあいや、続けて夕食はその後にな。そうですね、今は授業の最中でした。とにかく吸血鬼同士の戦いは危険ですので、遠くから冷静に見届けましょう。
Stay calm and watch from afar.
大丈夫、遠野くんの出番はきっとあります。その時まで体力を温存しておいてくださいね。はい、お仕事おしまい。ではメシアに直行です。シーフードカレーという選択。ほらに。
Thank you, Missiel and Neko Arc. Okay, let's choose this one. Scope things out first. I can't go down there now. The bit below is filled with azure flames as far as the eyes can see. In the middle of it, all stands the towering vampire. Vlov Archangel. It appears that explosion didn't even scratch him. What a monster. By human standards, he might be as well be immortal. But even so, yeah, honestly, he looks like I mean, he is a vampire, obviously. But the Castlevania characters, right? Yeah, he kind of looks like that. Like, if you look at Arcuade, you can say that looks like a normal girl. Yeah, her eyes are red and all. But she looks like a normal girl. But this guy, like, it really looks like a vampire. Even so, the figure in white still dances circles around him. Like a beautiful huntress darting and weaving through an orchard of flame and crumbling rubble. That figure in white is Arcuade. She leaps over the river of flames to close in on Vlov. In his hand is some crude weapon. At a glance, it looks like a long sword, but its blade is shaped like a machete. Arcuade, on the other hand, is fighting back against him with her bare hands. She's only got her legs to run and her clawed hands to strike. Yet even so, this proves enough to counter Vlov's machete. He's forced backwards after one tremendous blow. Look at his sword though, it's kind of breaking now, right? Yeah, it's chipped, I mean. So Arcuade's damage is like, yeah, doing a lot of damage on the sword. The wound left on his arm is deep enough for me to see the bone beneath. But the sight lasts only a moment. By the time Arcuade slashes open Vlob's flesh, his blood is already flowing over it, repairing the gash. Arcuade warned me about this. Vampires won't die as long as their supply of blood isn't exhausted. It's just like she said. A wound fatal to any ordinary creature disappeared in the blink of an eye, like it was never there. He swings his heavy blade without fear. Arcuade is careful and not to overextend. Whenever she lands a blow, she quickly leaps back just out of his blade's reach. She must be wary of him landing a counter-strike. No, that's not it. Her face says it all. She's enjoying the chase.
死ににくいだけがあなたの取り柄なの？27層も質が落ちたものね。このまま奥の手も見せないで私に殺される？
Vlov's breathing comes out in a ragged heave. His morbidly pale skin is painted with anguish. He may be immortal, but there's a limit to his powers. Even though he appears to be unharmed, Arcoade's dive bomb must have wrecked him, maybe even dealt an otherwise fatal blow. And in regenerating his entire body, he's burned through most of his energy. Arcoade's in a similar situation due to me killing her. That sort of thing must have taken its toll on Vlov too. I take it she's thinking the same thing. So she's distancing herself after each attack, essentially baiting Vlov to move in for the kill, hoping he'll risk it all on a full-blown counterattack. The metallic ring, or the ring of blows, reverberates through the air. Vlov's breathing is a mess. An awful foreboding chill creeps up my back. Arcoade's got the upper hand and Vlov is clearly getting exhausted. So why am I feeling so uneasy watching all this unfold? It's as if Arcoade's claws are no longer hitting him like they were before. Worse, despite Vlov's ragged appearance, his swordplay, no, machete play, is still top-notch. It's as if he can see right through Arcoade's actions, anticipating and calculating her every move, but worst of all, he still hasn't used that flaming club as yet. Vlov howls. The fire shudders and soars in response. Soaring several meters high, the flames grow into an inferno that towers over the both of them. They then split into countless blazing branches. The underground coliseum has morphed into a jungle of flame. Walls of fire pressed in around Arcoade, blocking off her escape routes. And at that moment, high above her, melting straight through rubble, hands composed of heat stretched their fingers wide before slamming straight into her body. In that 1 second, the tides shift in Vlov's favor. Arcoade told me that she could withstand temperatures up to 3,000 degrees, but these flames just burned straight through the concrete. They've got to be far hotter than that. Vlov stocked 3 of those fiery hands atop one another. A strike like that wouldn't even leave ashes behind. She never had a chance of escape, and now the fire only serves to lap up its prey. So we lost. That's how it ends for the woman in white, incinerated without a trace. That is, if this happened last night. Oh! Well, she got a new outfit, look at that. The flames spark. A white skirt flutters in the wind. My gaze is glued to the scene, mesmerized by her transformation. She told me all about it. I've got a plan. I'll remake my body beforehand. This black and white battle dress must be the culmination of her plan. A piece of armor that can withstand the heat of Vlov's flames. I mean, she did say that she needs to survive, what do they call this, 3,000 degree flames, right? So this is it? This is the armor? I wonder if it looks the way it does because it absorbs flames, or if Arcoade made it that way. Either way, the flames have no effect on her now. Her plan went off without a hitch. Arcoade's victory was all but assured, but she figured out that fire was Vlov's main weapon of attack back in the hotel. Vlov assails her with more fiery claws, but Arcoade bats him away with a casual flick of her left wrist. As easily as parting her hair, she cleaves through the wall of flames, scattering them left and right. The sparks that manage to touch her white dress sizzle and fade in submission. Her golden hair streaks behind her like a shooting star. The way she moves and swings her claws now is unlike anything I've seen her do so far. Vlov is forced to stumble back, helpless against her onslaught. The difference between them is outstanding. It's hardly even a contest anymore. Vlov went from hunter to hunted the second his flames were rendered useless. Arcuade is absolutely relentless, inflicting fatal wounds after fatal wounds as she corners the vampire. The only reason Vlov is still standing must be because he still got some blood in his reserve. But that will run out sooner or later, especially since there's no one left in the area for him to feed off. All that's left is that which already flows within his body. Just a few more hits like this and that'll be all gone too. He'll be starved, and once he no longer possesses the fuel he needs to regenerate, he'll be a little more than a regular corpse. A plea for mercy. Undignified like a spoiled child. Gone is his skillful display with the machete. His swings turn wild and graceless as he haphazardly lunges at Arcuade, almost like he were trying to cast away his fears, but she doesn't miss her chance to retaliate. The vampire cries as he leaps into the air. Getting away from Arcuade takes every last ounce of blood-fueled power that he has. He flees, soaring higher and higher, aiming past the confines of the crater. Even a 40-meter deep crater isn't enough to keep him trapped. It's likely that he intends to scour the surface for more blood to replenish his supply. But Ivy wraps around his legs before he has a chance to escape. It sprouts from the earth in a flash, tangling itself around the vampire with incredible force and drags him right back into the center of the hole. The river of fire at Vlov's feet is reignited. I watch as azure flames turn the Ivy to ashes. But it's not enough to release him off his shackles. New vines spring forth from this topsoil of ashes. No matter how many times he burns through them, the chains remain unbroken, reviving again like a phoenix. Even the immortality of a vampire pales in comparison to nature's infinite cycle of rebirth. These vines are that cycle made manifest. Short of burning down the entire planet, there's no way to escape them. No amount of vampiric powers or curses can extinguish nature's breath. Arcuade dashes in his direction. Everything about her posture and demeanor tells me that she's going in for the final blow. She's already crushed every last one of his attacks. Finally, she's decided to put an end to this. I'm happy to let her do the honors. She doesn't even need my involvement. Any moment now, Arcuade will crush Vlov. I don't think so, yeah. Shiki not involved in Arcuade just doing all of it? Like, it seems too easy, right? Yeah, it feels too easy. They're just one thing. Even with our victory so close at hand, my heart beats like crazy. Something feels wrong. His agony, his labored breath. Something tells me that things aren't as they seem. The anguish painted on his sallow face is clearer than ever. Is this incandescence he alone inhabits a different world? A white breath so out of place amidst the fiery sea that envelops him. I know that look in his eyes. It's one of obsession and self-preservation. He's both the aggressor and the victim. Which is when I realize that we made a huge mistake.
バカ、何考えてんだ、俺は。
Arcuade's victory is already guaranteed. I'd be an idiot to try and interfere now. I ought to sit here and observe. There's no need for me to plunge into that hellscape. Knowing that okay, let's save for now. Let's call out to Arcuade, I guess. I remember what Arcuade told me. Defeating a vampire means defeating whatever special abilities they possess. The problem is that we were looking at the wrong ability. In focusing on the fire, we overlooked everything else. but that's not where his true power lies.
違う、逆なんだ、アルクエイド。
I shout at her from high above, but I'm too far, my voice won't reach her. Despite it all, I scream with all my might. I know what type of power this vampire yields. It's not heat, but... She's so happy though. Like she thinks she's won. It's way too easy. Arcuate pierces his chest. Blood spurts out from the wound. It flows quick and free like a bottle uncorked. At last, this scorching nightmare is brought to an end. Vlav is pushed past the final threshold. A terrible sound fills the air. Look at that. It rends time and space as a vampire reveals its true form. The atmosphere crackles and sparks. The atoms that were accelerated by the heat suddenly decelerate at an unnatural pace. Electrons bounce off the ultra-cold matter and, with nowhere to go, react with the atmosphere. The blue flames that covered the ground around him were never really flames at all. They were an exothermic reaction akin to vaporization, the very earth rapidly losing heat. He extends one of his cold-blooded arms. His fingers are spread wide, palm open as if craving warmth. So this is his power? Actual cold now? The beautiful huntress is enveloped in blinding light. It wasn't just a temperature that dropped, the world itself underwent a drastic change. A torrent of ice blows Arcuade away and engulfs the city beyond. Everything is frozen, from the ground in the pit below to the roofs of the skyscrapers. All in a flash. I wonder if anyone was left in those buildings. If there were, people still hadn't been evacuated, then the sheer cold would have robbed them of their heat and killed them in an instant. A shiver runs down my back at the sight before me. I'm afraid to think of what might follow this. It's stupid luck that I'm even alive now. Had I been behind Arcuade on the other side of the crater, I would have been frozen alive. The river of flame could cover a wide area, but it also spread slowly. Most people would be able to outrun those flames if needed. But this river of frost is something else. It might have a narrow range and follow a path or a set path across the ground, but once it's fired, it spells instant death. If he manages to escape above ground, he'll slaughter the whole town. I desperately cling to hope that she's still alive. She's the only one who can stop this monster. Oh, she's alive. I spot her in the middle of the glacial river. Thank God for Arcuade being tough as nails. It looks like the blast of ice didn't even dent her.
そういうこと。あなたは正気がないんじゃなくて、正気から逃げていたのね。三流の使徒であれ、原理を持つ以上は星を打倒しうる。か。おかげで目が覚めたわ。ブローブ・アルハンゲリ。
Arcuade stands untouched at the center of the glacier. Vlov's gaze is as cold as the ice that surrounds him. His eyes are no longer filled with the same pain and agony as before. They're the eyes of a hunter now, stalking his prey on the snowy tundra.
目を覚ましたのはこちらの話だ。よくも俺からここまで熱を奪ってくれた。
The hatred on his tongue cuts the air like a knife. He hasn't lost the will to fight. If anything, this is the first time I've actually seen him this motivated to battle.
そう。なら、 己の幸運を感じなさい、グローブ。本来なら目を覚ます前に終わらせていたわ。あなたを救ったのは憎たらしい殺人鬼よ。まあそれも今一時の話だけど。
Shiki gets another special mention thanks to a certain slasher for making me too weak. Again.
確かに伝え聞いた貴様の姿と今の貴様はかけ離れている。どうやらここ一番で俺は幸運を拾ったか。
忌々しいけどそういうことよ。お互い最後の一撃を残しているだけの低たらく。どちらかが仕掛ければどちらかが消えるだけ。その前に最低限の礼は取ってあげる。答えよ、賠償家畜の我が霊則。
Look at her eyes. It turned different.
その証、根の病巣、大渦のごときその穴蔵。新たな原理をはらんだ種よ。貴様にとって血とは何よ。
Arcoade sounds oddly dire even considering the situation. Her question sounds like she's condemning him. Even Vlov looks like he was taken by surprise.
慎んで答えよう。俺にとって血液とは断そのもの。生命の熱さ。我が凍傷を癒す霊薬。我が世界。我が原理を回すもの。しかり血液がなければ俺はこの寒さに凍りつく。
His tone belies an honest reverence as he clarifies his true nature.
思い出した。人間を嫌い、恐れ、避けようと絶海を漂流し、城を構えた変わり者。27祖の一人、ゼリア・アッヘンバウム。
Zeria Offenbaum.
1000年を超える原理を持ちながら子を作らずに領地を治めていたと聞いたけど、そう。
So is this Zarya Offenbaum maybe the one who sired Vlov here?
つまり殺して奪ったのね。
Or yeah, he just probably killed her.
そうだ。俺は後継者ではない。ただの騎士だ。騎士だった。永遠など俺には手に余るものだ。
The vampire beckons towards his shadow with his right hand. That's a nice sword. Out of his unnatural stretch, Umbra emerges a strange and massive weapon.
だが、ご当主にとってもそれはより不相応だ。
Hey, look how big that sword is.
故に奪った。騎士として王を倒し、その王座を簒奪した。今やこの原理は俺だけのものになった。
そう。短い王位だったわね。
強気だな。空想具現化もできぬほど弱っていながら、俺と正面から打ち合うと。
Marble Phantasm. Noble Phantasm?
いらない。たかだか死と相手に世界と同化する必要もない。あなた程度、この爪だけで十分よ。
The corner of his lips curve into a smile. His gallant features twist into that of a hideous beast. It's a weary smile as if to confirm Arcoade's accusation.
最も強き者とは先辺にして偏らぬもの。貴様はまさにそれだ。そこまで衰退していながらまだ俺を上回る余力がある。あらゆる呪い、あらゆる状況に対応する原初の位置。波の使徒ではかなうまい。
The air distorts. His twisted desires spur the blue haze to lower the temperature even further. But Arkaway doesn't hesitate. She's fully aware that a direct hit from Vlov's strange lance could be the end of her, yet she still charges head on. Then...
だが貴様は知るまい。かの領土はこの星の一部でありながら、生きるにあたわずと除外された生命権。いかに神祖の姫であろうと、この地獄に耐えきれるか。
A flurry of ice-cold gusts spread outwards from Vlov. Arkawade comes to an abrupt halt and throws up her hands in front of her as if to protect herself. The wind screeches as it blankets the surroundings and temperatures approaching absolute zero. And then... the giant otherworldly spear shatters Arkawade's pure white dress. It's over. She lost. The blast kicks up a storm that blocks my vision. My breath turns white as the air around me cools. No, Arkawade. The blizzard clears, revealing Arkawade crumpled on the rubble a few dozen meters from Vlov. Nothing remains of her fireproof dress. She's gone back to her original form.
Kaibutsu me. 俺の槍を受けて原型をとどめているか。だが
Arkawade lies dead still. But Vlov doesn't approach her. Instead, he raises his hand as if signaling for something. Oh no, the zombies. The debris surrounding Arkawade creaks and crumbles. Look at those things, man. I mean, they're not flaming now, so they don't really look that frightening, I guess. Beneath the rubble, the clawed hands of zombies scratch and groan as they crawl out of the dirt.
この狩りはもはや俺のものだ。
The hunt is over.
女の死体を拾ってこい。その順応性、あらゆる苦しみを上回る万能の血をこの手に。
At Vlov's command, the zombies head to where Arkawade lies motionless. It's over. Our plan, it failed. There won't be another chance to chain up Vlov. Arkawade is gone and the city is wrapped in the grim cold. Everyone is good as dead. What do you even do in this situation, right? Like, can you lose a whole massive city to a vampire like this? What I see before me now are the final moments before the world as I know it ends. Imagine if Aoko suddenly just showed up, right, and then start firing at this guy. That would be weird, of course, but it would just be funny, I mean. The cold feels like razor blades on my skin. My body temperature is dropping rapidly. Even living is a challenge in this extreme weather. My brain gears grind as the pressure in my skull rises. I clot my chest, feeling like my heart might explode at any moment now. I give myself 2 minutes or 2 more minutes at best. The horde of zombies is closing in on Arkawade. Despite the freezing cold, the scene reminds me of Midsummer. They're like a file of ants marching towards some spilled sugar under the scorching sun. They'll kill her. They'll tear her limb from limb just like I did. Just like you did once. What? Yet I stand here watching it all unfold from the safety of these ledge. At this rate, they'll... At this rate?
無理だ。
The thing is a natural disaster in the guise of a human. Okay, so let's make a short episode today. I do apologize for that. But yeah, Arcuade, at least this first phase, she lost, right? I mean, this was not expected. Him or Vlov having something like this was not expected. The thing that expected was the flames, right? But this was different. He showed his much more truer ability, and Arcuade in her much more weaker form can't handle it, right? What we're gonna see? Can Shiki deal with him? Maybe, right? Maybe. We're gonna find out. So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon in the next one. So I'll see you then, guys. Bye bye.